Yeah, let's get it.
All right? We like to give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kodash.
Double honor to our apostles, our bishops, our elders, and honest and active pushing this truth out and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, week in and week out. All right? So we're going to do what we always do, what the Lord permits us to do, bringing out the truth in the prophecies. All right, you got it.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower.
Just like the old prophets, just like Habakkuk did, we standing upon our watch. What are we watching for? We looking at the prophecies and measuring the times by the prophecies. Looking at the downfall of America, the downfall of you Khazars that's claiming that you're the Lord's people when you're not. You're imposters and Satan.
That's right. It says, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me.
Yeah, the Lord gives us what we gonna. We don't have to. The Lord gives us our speech and what we're gonna say, and prepares our footsteps.
That's right.
And the reason I said that because you had two Khazars walking by. That's
right.
why I said that.
Even though there's no personal attachment.
It's not a personal because I use my words the right way.
It's just business.
Yeah,
Right.
I didn't like, you know how yo, Esau does the trickery with his words.
It's this business, nothing personal.
Yeah.
Business.
You know? So it says, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch and to see what he will say unto me and what I will answer when I'm reproved.
And that's what we do. All right? So we doing the Lord's work and we catching hell spiritually right now, but we still gotta keep on pushing. You know what I mean?
It says,
everything helps. The videos, the scriptures, we bumping into a brother that's doing the work or listen. That all helps. You know what I mean? It don't have to be money. That helped. I saw a brother that be listening yesterday on the way to meet up with brothers to do a show. You know?
it says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables.
All right, so the prophets wrote the vision of the things that's about to happen, the prophecies, wrote it on tables. It was on stone. All right, then it went from the stone, the scroll to the book form.
Now it's in video.
Huh?
Now it's in video. When it say make it plain upon tables, keep your video simple.
That's right.
See?
That's right. Keep it basic. You know what I'm saying? Bring out the basic scriptures. Bring out the downfall of Esau. Bring out, the terrors of the Lord. Bring out how the Lord moved. You know what I'm saying? How the Lord worked. You know what I'm saying?
I can understand it. Kiss. Keep it short, simple.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. I didn't want to offend. That's why it is.
It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time.
The vision, the prophecies. What is it for an appointed time? The Most High is appointed time.
Matter of fact, I'm going to go back because I skipped a little thing.
Okay.
Back in Habakkuk 2, verse 2. Chapter 2, verse 2, it says, and the Lord answered and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it.
That run, meaning get in order, go study, become a new creature, Lord willing, and go push out the word. All right, do the Lord's word.
Come out on the highways and the byways, put videos up throughout the week, That's what we do, man. It's impossible to keep up with the great millstone videos. We put them out too much, man. There's too many videos going out, man.
Yeah.
So it says, verse 3, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time.
The vision is for appointed time. The ultimate vision is America being destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. The land of Israel being destroyed by thermonuclear destruction.
I had a precept for you. Because you're talking about doing the videos. This is James 1:22. But be ye doers of the word and not hearers only.
So you just can't hear. You gotta put in the work. You gotta do the videos, the lessons.
Deceiving your own selves.
Deceiving your own selves. For salvation, man, to be delivered. Be protected from the Lord. Being protected by the Lord.
For if any man be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass.
Yeah, so you got, see, beholding natural face in a glass, so you got to do the work. Meaning you can't be taking no breaks, a year and a half, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Because you don't know when the Lord is going to visit.
It says, for he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was.
And forget what manner of man you was, man. Because after a while, man, you don't do this work. One day becomes a week, and then after that, you don't have the strength to go out no more.
Amen.
The spirit leaves you, know what I'm saying? And you know, the spirit leaves you, and now you just open to the elements. Now you think you still in the truth, but you're not. And now you bugging out. Now you start digging up your own doctrines and putting videos up that's contrary to what you have learned, and coming up against the apostles and talking shit. Before you know, you completely destroyed, man.
Because look what happened. You know how many times we've been cold out and we got the, you know, brothers can't travel on the highways because of the accident that happened when there's harsh weather conditions, and then you meet up with the accident. But it's not like when we coming out the camp. So let's say that happens for 2 weeks straight or a week straight. You feel like you wasn't in camp for a month.
Yeah, you feel,
you know what I mean? You'd be like, yo, you'd be like, man, it felt like it was forever.
So it says back in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
It seems like a long time, but it's going to happen. You got people saying, oh, they've been saying that when my grandmother was a child. Y'all been saying that for years. What's going on?
We're going to keep saying it, bitch.
Still not,
We're going to keep saying it.
Yeah.
We're going to keep saying it, bitch, right? It's right.
Yeah. It's not for your time, it's for the Lord's appointed time.
It says, though it tarry, wait for it.
Though it seems like a long time and it's not happening right away, wait for it. Patience, suffering. All right. All the top hedge funds and these interbank niggas that do the investments, the interbank.
It says
so they do their investments. Sometimes they wait a long time before they reverse the market and mitigate and get their money.
It says
it's a huge payout.
It says wait for it because it will surely come to pass. It will not tarry.
It's not going to tarry. It's going to happen.
So it means
whatever the Lord say He's going to do, whatever the Most High say they're going to do, whatever the Most High say He's going to do, it happens. He's going to do it.
I got a precept for that. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 24. The Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I have purposed, so shall it stand.
That's right. So shall it stand, man. The Lord's word is His word. It shall stand. All right. Man could breach a promise or whatever, but the Most High, He stands behind everything He says and His purpose. All right.
So it says.
Hey, brother, can I get just one more, Baba Kasha? Lamentations 3:37. Who is he that saith, and it cometh to pass, when the Lord commanded it not?
That's right. That's right. So when the Lord says something, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Better
and it's
believe
going to
it.
be unexpected, and it's going to be fierce.
It's right, because when the Lord ordains something to happen, to take place, it takes place at an appointed time that the Lord appointed to take place over. You know what I mean? So there's no getting around that. If the Lord says you going down at a particular time, at a particular age, where at a particular time, at a particular year, you going down, Esau. Because the Lord said it in Job. He set bounds you cannot pass, man. So them bounds you cannot pass, when you approach them bounds, guess what? The Lord's going to take you out of your rulership. That's when He took out the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, during the time of the Dark Ages, man. You know, He took us all out. Now we in the time of the rebirth of the Roman Empire, the Renaissance period. And the Lord's going to take them out of their The Lord's finna take them out of their rulership. And guess who's gonna be back in power? Guess who's gonna be back? Jake.
Yeah, that NATO symbol or whatever, they should change it to a target.
Right.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. And it says the Lord is not slack concerning His
The
promise.
Lord is not slack. All right? Just like men's promises are. Whatever the Lord says He's going to do, it's going to happen. It's not the Lord's message or whatever He says is not vain. It's going to take place.
says that some men count slackness.
Like some men count slackness, man. And that's why they fall out, man.
That's right.
They start thinking it ain't gonna happen in their lifetime, or they wasting their so-called time.
It says, but it's long suffering to usward.
It's long suffering to us where we have to be patient.
Man, the apostles going on 40 years just waiting.
Yeah.
But that's, guess what? That's the prophets of old. A lot of guys, they read Jeremiah, they think it was in and out, like, yeah, Jerusalem's gonna fall. And it just fell. No, he was out there like 40 years. And when you read the book of Jeremiah, get Jeremiah 1:1 real quick. I'm gonna give it right back.
Yeah, but you had Noah out there for over 100 years.
Over 100 years, you know? Go ahead, read that real quick.
Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 1
Yeah.
says the words of Jeremiah, the son of Hilkiah, of the priests that were in Anath in the land of Benjamin, to whom the word of the Lord came in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah, in the 13th year of his reign.
Go ahead, keep going.
It says it came also in the days of Joachim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the end of the 11th year of Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, king of Judah,
Yeah.
unto the carrying away of Jerusalem captive in the 5th month.
So from the word of the Lord came from him from the time of Josiah all the way to Zedekiah. All right, so that wasn't like a 4-year presidency run. These guys are monarchs. They were reigning for hella years. So he was out there prophesying the whole time. Like that's I want to say it was 60 years when we did the research, but he was out there from a kid to when he was a gray head.
Yeah. So Ken, don't leave.
Jeremiah was a young man when he was out there teaching, like 13, but 12, 10.
Right.
Probably younger than that, know what I mean?
So don't try to cash in or try to just move from your investment. This thing is it's also an investment, our spiritual treasure. So
Just keep buying shares.
yeah, so like just like you in the world and you invest in whatever asset you in, whether it's currencies, whether it's security stocks, whether it's whatever it is. And so the moment you just decide to dip out, that's when the market just have that huge payout.
Yeah, but that's how this truth is, because it's like a flat line. You buying, nobody's interested. Soon as hell breaks loose, boom, stock bumps. It's just gonna bump up.
Was not Josiah 7 years old when he began to reign?
Damn.
Josiah was 7 years old when he began to reign, man. Even though he was taking counsel from the men that was older than him, but ultimately he was the last man that had the last word, and he brought back Jerusalem from worshiping idols and everything. You know what I'm saying? Josiah was the son of Hezekiah, if I'm not mistaken.
You just read it. Had something like that, but I'm just saying though, hey man, that man been out there years. And it's just like the apostles. He's been through all these different presidents, but 4 years really ain't shit. But hey man, just gotta remain diligent, brothers. We just gotta remain diligent. We praying that the Lord come. But again, everything is set on his time, not ours. But if you look around you, you can see that we in that time. We just gotta be patient, brother.
All you gotta do is measure the time. 2 Ezra 9:1.
That's what you know, man. Look. What else could they do with this monetary system? But go the next one thing leading to the chip or whatever. Ultimately, you know what I mean? They can't do nothing else.
Now that you mentioned the monetary system, it's been reported that the BRICS nations about to release the currency backed by gold in November, and they say that $1 American is $55 in BRICS currency, man. $1 American, $1, one peso is worth $150. It's worth $55.
That's 155 BRICS dollars?
No, the BRICS nations, right?
Oh, one of their currencies gonna be worth 155.
A dollar from the United States currency is $55 compared to no.
It's all the way around.
Yeah, the other way around.
So one BRICS dollar is 55 US dollars because the BRICS dollar is backed by gold.
Yeah.
Man, that's gonna start some shit.
Also all the BRICS nations, and you got all these nations that's trying to join up, like Mexico, Jamaica, Haiti. Why do they trying to invade all these different lands, man? They're trying to keep that hegemony, man.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to. It's forcing them to go to war.
They can't do that shit with they can't like with Gaddafi. Gaddafi was on the same page. Yo, we need currencies back. We need intrinsic value currency. All right, not extrinsic, intrinsic
They got
value
rid of-
currency. They off them. They can't pull that move with China. They can't pull that with another superpower. So they're gonna have to try to do infiltrations.
So now, the reason why these African nations are bucking up, because who they backed by? Who are they backed by? It says in the scriptures that he should be a guard unto them.
And the
All
nations
these
are
different
angry.
African nations are bucking up against China, not bucking up against China, bucking up against France and America, because they got colonialism over there over in Africa. They bucking up, and they rich in resources, but who's benefiting? Q Bono, who's benefiting over all the resources over there? It's not the uranium that they had. They rich in uranium. Who's benefiting? France and America. The Africans over there, the so-called Africans over there, and most of them you can tell they Jake. They fucking starving. They fucked up. You know.
Back up just a little bit, brothers.
So now
Sure.
you have these so-called African nations bucking up against the West, and they clinging onto Russia, waving Russian flags, and Russia being a guard to them. It's said in Ezekiel 30th chapter.
Hey man, you saw that movie Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah, that's a beautiful movie.
Yeah, but in that movie they had like a F-14 knocking out a Su-57, which the Su-57 is a 5th generation Russian fighter jet. But if you could read through it, they're trying to say even with our old technology, America beat Russia. So they're trying to put that propaganda in their mind, like, okay, Russia's ahead, but we can use old shit to beat them.
That's bullshit.
Them Russians, that Su-57 will fucking, you be in the spiritual world before you even know that shit was on its target.
The first Top Gun was better than Top Gun Maverick because they're not being realistic about what's going on. Like you brought up with the technology. They're not being realistic. That's like a stealth bomber be shot down by a 1940
A World War II
1912,
fucking.
a World War I fighter jet. You know what I'm
It's like
Being
saying
shot
like
down, man.
you have
Come
a
on,
fucking
man.
doom buggy that could outrace a Ferrari
Yeah, come on, man.
because the person driving it. It's bullshit, but it's all propaganda. Propaganda. Look, America, we got the best fighters anyways. Fuck the technology.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
bullshit.
the World War I dog fighters.
America's a land of make-believe. Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. World War I fighter jets, dog fighters come up against the modern day,
Fucking Su-57.
yeah, come on, man.
Su-57 will murk that shit.
Man. They're gonna leave them in the dust and they're gonna get murked.
Right. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 18. And it says, and the nations were angry.
This is the time. The nations are angry. Why the nations angry with the so-called white man? And then the so-called white man, he at odds with himself. Why? Because they've been excavating, looting, and crippling every nation's economy, man. So they don't want to get left behind.
There's a little more in this right Habakkuk. I'm saying
Alright,
because
okay.
it's going into exactly what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
It says back in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him,
That
but
means he's not righteous or just. That's a so-called white man. He naturally born like that.
it says, but the just shall live by faith.
Who are the
Verse
just
5.
that? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Who are the just that live by faith? The elect of the nation of Israel, which is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Yeah, that word
Only
there,
thing you
justice.
have is truth in this faith. Huh?
That word there, just in the Hebrews, Tazadak, the righteous.
See?
That's right.
They're not just or faith.
The just shall live, the righteous shall live by faith.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Esau, he's not upright, so he's not just or righteous.
So it says back in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgressive by wine,
So-called white man, that's his wine. He transgressive by.
is democracy.
It's democracy. That democracy brings all kind of evil. With democracy, you can have witchcraft, you can have feminism, women whoredom, women's rights. All of that all of that falls under democracy. Fiat currency, fractional reserve banking, all that falls under.
Yeah,
the
you can
fucking
have your woman have Instagram, post all types of nude pictures, and you not even in the pictures.
Yeah,
It's
that
just her.
goes under that goes under
democracy.
that bullshit ass democracy.
And
man.
then not only that, she put these old new fixes out there. And then what she do is she have an Instagram account that she don't even let you know that she got her OnlyFans, where she's doing more explicit shit to her fans, but you don't know about. She probably got dildos and all that. You know what I'm saying, and all kind of crazy raunchy shit that she's doing, and you don't know she's getting paid over that. That's why these women are proud. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of these women are getting fucked over because really it's called only few. Because they're, I'm on OnlyFans making this money. That's only a small majority of people making money off that shit.
You gotta
But
be-
but the women are going out there, they sell their bodies, they think they're gonna make a quick payout, you finding out shit, man. You got to market yourself. You got to do all this. So really, you just put your body out there for nothing.
Exactly.
A lot of these women.
And now only that, now years down the line, it's going to come out that you've been marketing yourself. Now, if you got children, and with the internet, this society is not going to last long. But if your children grow up fast, you know what I'm saying? So now they're going to see you. If you got a son, he see you, your moms, you know what I'm saying? People tease him in school and shit, you know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah.
What do you want to think? This
That
would be
fucks
crazy,
your whole
bro.
mind up. Like, you seeing your mom in compromising positions,
You know?
and like that's gonna weigh heavy on the father. So, and guess what? A lot of these women, they doing that OnlyFans shit, their early 20s, and they prime. So now you 30 plus, you need a man, or you know, you trying to find a suitable candidate. Look, man, that paper trail is on the internet forever. That's how come you have this bitch Mia Khalifa. She wishes she could take what back she did, but nah, you was the one that put her hijab on and got gangbanged and made a mockery of your entire people.
What about during the time of Summer Jam and how they call it, Freaknik, during the time of the early 90s in Atlanta? You know, all them women that was caught on camera, and they did a documentary on them, and now they came out. A lot of women was put to shame behind that right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That Freaknik movement that was happening. You got women that became pastors, they became grandmothers, they became so-called respectable women in the community, but it came out that in the 90s you was a fucking slutty whore. You was a fucking slutty whore. I changed my ways. I repented. I gave my life over to Jesus. Fuck out of here, bitch. You ain't nothing but a slutty whore worshiping the white image that is not a God. You know what I'm saying?
That all falls under that damn democracy, man. Freedom.
That Babylon you should be
Oh
drinking.
man, well, give not liberty when you finish that, because give not liberty.
So it's no more. It says, also because they transgressive by wine, he is a proud man, neither keep at home.
So-called white man's a proud man, yo. All his mannerisms, all the things he do, by him violating the Most High, by him violating the Most High's laws, that's being proud. He's going out of space. He's saying what he gonna do in his near future, what he gonna colonize, what galaxy he gonna go to, what level of civilization he gonna get on. All of that pride, man.
Yeah, you watch it. You go to the movie theater. This movie is coming out in 2026. You never say Lord willing after. We're just gonna guarantee we gonna make this. You never know what the fuck gonna happen in 2 years, a year.
Now they got a movie called I Am Legend Part 2.
Well,
Coming out.
Talk about pride. This nigga, James Cameron, I'm making Avatar 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like, nigga, how you know the Lord, a lot could happen. That movie take 4 years. The most I could knock you the fuck out. But again, it's that pride.
Yeah, he
They're
even
never gonna
said
say Lord willing, brother.
He even said it, you know, I did it as a project with Terminator 1 and 2, but now my movies are becoming a reality. He said, I never thought it would become a reality. It was all fantasy and all, but he's saying that because he's the inside, he's bullshitting, he's lying.
No, you
know what I
bullshit,
mean?
nigga. You put the chip in there. That's in the scriptures. Come
Come
on.
on, bro. We all know. Come on, this nigga's a fucking liar. But anyway, it says, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home.
You know, he don't keep it at home. The so-called white man's everyone's land, everyone's business, surveillancing his adversaries and his the people that's in league with him.
Nigga, what, he every land.
He's in everyone's business.
Everybody gotta speak English.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He like the nigga hoe. He's in everybody's business.
It
yo.
says, who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied.
He's as death. He brings death wherever he goes, man. And it's a continual. It happens, and it can't be satisfied. So-called white man, you elites, you got the world. You got the world of earth, and you're not happy with that. What you want to do? You want to further destroy and bring in your cashless society with that chip, and also bring the world's population down to 500 million.
Yeah, it says, but gather unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people.
Everyone under your order, everyone together in a melting pot, yo.
It says,
under your rule.
That's right. Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him?
The parables are taunting truth about you. The whole world knows that you are the damn devil. All right? That all the chaos, you You are the one that's inciting. You the catalyst to every fucked up thing that's going on.
And you know the crazy thing? You know, going back to these women, earlier today, right? Before camp, I went to get me a sandwich. And this chick had a short little skirt on, right? And you can see her butt cheeks. And you had niggas like, God damn, mommy. You know what this woman did? She pulled up her skirt, had on the G-string. That shit was crazy. She started walking. She tied that shit, started walking. So niggas could see her bare ass, bro, with a G-string, man. You think I'm gonna respect something like that? Yo, I ain't gonna lie, she looked good. She was real pretty. She's a real pretty nigga woman. She was real pretty. But when she did that, I'm like, wow, you know. I'm seeing it, even though I'm like, God damn, that shit look nice. But in the back of my mind, dealing with emotions, I'm like, damn, that shit is nice. But when I snap back into reality, that shit is fucking wicked.
Yeah, you know what, bro? I was watching that podcast, Fresh and Fit.
Yeah.
And it was talking about that, like a man want her, a woman covered up, all that. So the woman was like, yo, that's insecure. It's insecure when men want, your woman covered up. You insecure that you're gonna lose her. But my whole shit is this.
I don't want nobody looking at my woman.
But not only this, if it's insecurity, right? If it's about I'm insecure about losing my girl, so why does a man, her father, think the same thing? Your father ain't dating you, but he also wants you covered up. It's because a man truly is looking to protect you. It's in a man's nature. A man see the world far differently than a woman. Walk around thinking the world is Disneyland. It's nighttime. Y'all could be in my G-string. Nothing's gonna happen. But a man is thinking, other men see you differently. Yeah. Cover yourself and protect yourself. So it's not about insecurity. It's like, I'm concerned for you. I'm gonna do my best thing to protect you. You know what I mean?
And the crazy thing was,
and then if you got a daughter, you don't want your damn daughter being polluted.
But that's what I'm trying to say, brother. I'm trying to say a father, the same way the father wants you. The father's not dating you, so he has no reason to be insecure. Yeah. So it's not about insecurity. It's about protecting that what you care for.
My thing is, she was no older than 2021, bro. And she had her little short miniskirt on. You can see her butt cheeks through the miniskirt when she was walking. Some dude was like, God damn,
I'm saying, brother, a part of you is like, as a man, you want to, bust that.
You're like, damn, bro.
And take it down, but a part of you is being, as a man, is a protector. You like, wait a minute, nah, you shouldn't be out there like that, because anything can happen to you.
When I first saw it, I was like, God damn, that shit is nice. But the truth snapped back into my mind, like, okay, this shit is fucking wicked, bro. Why you have to exploit yourself out there, but you want respect? You want somebody, you actually pulled up your fucking skirt, tied it to your waist in a knot, and started walking, but they can see a G-string in your ass that's shaking.
That ain't even my daughter. I made my niece go cover up. I said, you're not going outside with me like that. You're not going to the store like that. I was like, yo, you going to have to put something on. Fuck that.
That's how come the Middle East is in more order. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead, brother.
That's why we have to maintain standard as brothers.
Your voice about.
We have to maintain standard as brothers. We can't just be out here trying to get pleasures. Because a lot of sins, they feel good. The reason why we don't bang another woman is not because it doesn't feel good in the act, but you get pleasure, but what? It's a sin, So deep down, we have to be rooted and grounded in the laws and the commandments, So these women look good, but it's not just because of looks, And there comes sometimes the battle of the old man, and the scriptures, because as what the act said, looking at it, she looked good.
She was sweet. I was like, God damn. But it kicked back to, damn, why would she actually raise up her fucking skirt?
Wicked, brother, that's why.
And start walking. Yeah, bro. I'm like, God damn, bro. That shit is, and I'm like, God damn, man, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying?
And it's a tease, too. Like, you ain't getting it. I'll show it to you. But,
probably get it for a price.
Yeah, but that's what I got out of it. She was exploiting us something like this. Listen, if you got a couple of hundred, you got this. You know what I mean? But she was young. You could tell she was young, bro. But it is what it is, man.
Hey, man, is that some chick at my job? My old job, she did that. She had the skirt, and she would roll it up. And that's when I was at my job. I was just seeing her ass like boom, boom, boom.
Doing it on purpose.
Shit, I took that shit down.
I know you took it down, bro. I wouldn't blame you, bro. I take it down too, bro.
Go ahead, brother.
And so it's back in Habakkuk. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him?
Yeah,
a taunting proverb?
A taunting truth, man. The saying is, the whole world knows what the so-called white man's been doing. On a small note, remember it was a documentary called Flow, so-called white man taking all these nations on water, draining their rivers, causing mudslides, and then charging their people. Boy, he fucked up Elon big time with that shit. If you can find it, man, it might be still on it might be on
Let me check it.
what's that shit called? Not the YouTube. The
Amazon
one,
Prime?
The one that came after the YouTube. What's that shit called?
Oh, you talking about Daily Motion?
Yeah.
Nah, but
That's old school.
They might still be on that.
They be taking down these videos because a lot of my videos that I put up years ago, they be telling me, oh, we took it down. We're not giving you a straight, but we took it down because it violates that.
If you talk about that jump shot,
Yeah, but we not giving you a strike.
Right.
But it's been like videos but 3-4 years ago.
Facts.
They take it down, people like, what the fuck?
One time they took down 70% of my videos on the old channel, shadowed the shit where I couldn't find my old channel, yo.
Yo, it's crazy
And
because
then sometimes they'll put the shit back years later, so it'll seem like the brother didn't see you doing work with other brothers. It'll seem like you just quit the truth.
it's all algorithms, bro.
Now, it's not about,
Yo, serious, yo. I'll be like, yo, nah, serious, man.
now,
Yeah, you laughing.
check it out. I have my old. I have 2 channels, right? One of my channels, right? Even though I know the password, they're telling me it's an incorrect password. And then when I say get a new password, you know what I say? Get a new password. Change your password. You change it, they not let me on my channel. So I'm like, all right, you know, I'm not even gonna fuck that channel, man, because I know what they do. I know what Esau is doing.
It's some algorithms, bro, because like some of the videos, like the camp video, I'm like, yo,
They gotta take it down.
it's like how you take it, it's just a date, and it's not even like we got like 1 million hits. One video could have like 2 views, taking it down, like the fuck.
Because they listening to what we saying.
The robots, they got them fucking robots that got there's certain words that trigger. That's why you gotta. You can't use the F word
Yeah.
because you got flaggets that'll flag your video.
That's the same thing with how the markets move, especially Forex. They go on an algo where it seeks and destroys. It takes people liquidity. They stop losses. You got it?
It says, shall not all these take up a taunting parable against them, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
I said, who is that? That's the so-called white man. You know, we talking militarily on a high level, where he goes and just pillages the earth, man. These other nations, that's what I mean by
It
pillage.
says, how long, and to him that, it said, how long?
How long?
And to
How
him,
long this gonna happen? All right?
and to him that laid himself with thick clay.
About that debt.
Fucking debt,
I mean,
man.
they drowning in debt, man. You see how Scrooge McDuck used to be in them gold coins, swimming and drowning under it? That's a debt. They drowning in that shit.
got
They
it right here.
buried alive in debt.
And
It
the
says-
American citizens, bro.
It says,
Yeah.
It says the Hebrew word abatya, and it says weight of pledges, heavy debt.
Yeah, that debt and that debt. It was all these systems. We repeated it over and over, but this sort of brothers that just start listening, like yo, that debt, man. This place was designed. All the governments was designed to collapse, so then they could issue the chip and make it mandatory.
Well, that's how the Rockefellers came into their power. Not the Rockefellers, sorry, the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
Like he broke up his son, they did predator banking.
Well, the Rothschilds are the Rockefeller. I'm saying
That's
because
true.
The
Yep.
Rockefeller, they just changed their name.
They
That's-
changed their
that's
names
what
up.
they do.
Like brothers, I gotta ask you a question. I ain't reading in a long time, but the Modern Money Mechanics, they have more than 40 pages, right? That document, Modern Money Mechanics,
well,
it goes into
It goes
fractions
back
and
into the right.
everything.
This goes
Yeah.
back to even go further than that.
Yeah.
It goes back to the ancient money magic Babylonian system.
Yeah.
The ancient Babylonian money magic system,
Yep.
where they create money out of thin air. They got that concept from Babylon. That's why this country is called the daughter of Babylon. Because Babylon, during the time when they was at their height, they had gold and silver, but when they started declining, they started pushing money, out of thin air, creating money out of thin air, which was not backed by anything.
Yeah. Hey, that's, bro, it's simple as this, right? Like, in this system, credit rules.
Huh.
Whoever has the best credit rules, because I could borrow from a bank right now at 5%, right? Let's say it's 5 of y'all, right? I borrow $10 from a bank at 5%, and I'm gonna give $2 each to you guys, but you guys have to give it back to me at 10%. So I'm just generating cash out of nothing.
That's right.
That's how they do it. They borrow it at a lower interest rate, Because you know what happens with the banks do? When you put your money in your saving account and you getting that 0.04%, that money you put in there for 0.04%, they loaning it out to people at 20-something%.
And investing in it too. And investing in on forex exchange. And that's the interbank, which is under the central banks. They have the algo where it's 90% digital where they do.
And by the way, this type of stuff you ain't gonna learn it in school.
Oh hell,
they just gonna teach you how to be a slave.
Exactly. Where did they get that concept from? They got that concept from the ancient Babylonian money magic system. Yeah. It's called money magic for a reason. Because they created money out of thin air, out of nowhere. That's why it's called money magic.
That's some sorcery, man.
Go back to the ancient Chaldeans. Now you got the Council of 13, which replaces the ancient Chaldeans, and they number the modern day Chaldeans, the Council of 13, which are the druids and the witches that consult and feed the Rothschilds the information to how they gonna move. You know?
Well, that's the Lord's left-handed work.
That's right.
Oh, you guys are saying that you guys are broke, get a job, or you're poor. Yeah, well, when the rich people, so-called rich people say that, they get clipped.
Yo, bro, you know when you go up, if you're in an operation, the more you go up, you find out this. They're doing less and less laborious work, all right? The guy, you go into a fucking McDonald's, the guy that's flipping burgers all day, come on, brother, the guy that's flipping burgers all day, he might be making like $15 an hour. But the guys in the corporate office that come in and punch a few buttons, they making his salary for a year 10 times over. So as you climb up in the ladder, you're not physically busting your ass no more. So this whole shit about get a job and bust your ass is like the ones at the very top, they're not doing what you're doing at the bottom. You know?
Playing a different game.
This is James 2:5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, had not the power chosen the poor of this world rich in faith?
Yeah, the Most High chose the poor of this world. Who are the poor? The elect of the nation of Israel, and we're rich. We have this faith, and the wealth comes first. It's knowledge. True wealth is knowledge, man. You know, and this is our skill set, which is going to lead to enormous wealth that you can't measure.
Thanks.
It says, and heirs of the kingdom which he had promised to them that love him.
Heirs of the kingdom. An heir to what? To Yahweh Shem Yahushua. I mean, heir to Yahushua, because Yahushua is going to everything falls under him. All these universes, multiverses, and galaxies, this earth. All right. So he's going to break us off with a portion of that, man. An what's how you say immeasurable portion. Which you ain't going to be able to measure it, because it's going to constantly be new galaxies created. It's going to keep on going. It's not going to stop. Perpetual. You got it. Eternal.
Proverbs 16:19. Better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoils with the proud.
Better to be humble with the lowly than the proud with the proud. Yo, I did this. Thoughts create things. Yo, you know, you know the sayings, what they be saying, these rich dudes now.
I got precept. Matthew 6:33. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Seek the kingdom first. You're having foresight, man. You thinking you basically a strategist when you like that. All right? You're a strategist. You thinking ahead. You thinking moves ahead.
Hey, we constantly talking investments and shit, right? So you got your portfolio. That portfolio should be all like majority truth, like in terms of your time, what your time is consumed with.
Yeah.
You know, you see the little chart, this much of my portfolio. That truth should be consuming everything, really. You know, because you got to do other things. You know, you have your family, you got to put in your portfolio in terms of your time, your job, and stuff like that. But the truth should be the majority of your portfolio.
Got something else more?
I could read this. It says, take therefore no thought for what tomorrow, for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself.
Yeah, don't worry about tomorrow, what your plans are to be. You worried about today, Lord willing, and getting through the day.
Facts.
Getting through the next moments. All right? Because you don't know what the next day brings, man. You got to say, Lord willing, you got to believe it like, yo, Lord will, I could do this tomorrow, I could do this, or whatever. It's Lord will, because I don't know what's going to happen.
Sufficient unto the day of his, sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof.
All right, because it's an evil time that's nearing. All right. It's gonna be a purge out here. They ain't gonna call it that, but they having it whose day the elites. They're gonna have it where to starve the people out. Because any day they could pull a plug on groceries coming, power, the jobs. They could shut things down instantly. You see in the banks, there's not that many bank tellers no more. Got the machines right there. You in different states. Here in New York too, but different states mainly. It's self-serve. You weigh your shit on a thing, and then you charge it up. They just watching you make sure nothing gets stolen. But it's mainly you putting your shit, your thing on the checkout itself without a cashier and adding your money or whatever. And, you know, so that's taking jobs away.
It's true.
And they do that to the supermarket. By me, I remember before I think they got rid of like 3 extra lanes with the cashier just to add a self-checkout. I went in there one and I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, you know? This is Psalms 138 verse 6. Though the Most High, it says, though the Most High be high, yet had he respect unto the lowly, but the proud he knoweth afar off.
See, the Lord don't respect these rich people, these proud people. He looked at the lowly and the humble that's doing his work. But he don't regard these so-called wealthy people. You know, they get their awards. I like to thank God, man. God is not acknowledged. The Most High is not acknowledging you. You basically done had your consolation in this lifetime. You know what I mean? So on the next life, you're gonna be low.
This is Psalm chapter 37, verse 7. It says, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him.
Rest in the Lord and wait patiently. Keep doing this work. Don't fall out. Don't get tired. You know what I mean? And don't envy the wicked that's in position right now. And then you're a 2-time loser. if you eat them, you these Khazars that's claiming to be the Lord's people, and you in a low position, you was a fucking idiot, man. you a fucking loser to the I don't know what power, man. You should not be you should not be at the bottom of semi poor. You just a complete fucking idiot, man. You know what I'm saying?
Another way too.
Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospered in his way.
Don't fret. Don't worry about him not prospering his ways. We all got family members, yo. They seem like, oh, that person that say, I'm always winning. I'm always winning. They'll look at you like, yo, why this didn't take place? Why that didn't take place? They don't understand. Furnace of affliction. We're in the furnace of affliction. Right? So you had that dude that said, yo, I'm always winning. Our family members will say, yo, and brag about it to other family. I'm always winning. I'm using they, because you know I'm not winning.
Yeah.
So I'm just using their energy. Yo, I'm always winning. Not me. I'm just saying how they talk. You know what I mean? So it says, that's what they be saying. Y'all always winning. And I'm
up.
I'm projecting what they say.
Yeah.
I'm up. Yeah, I'm like, hey, it's a sign.
It says, fret not thyself because of him who prospered
Yeah, don't
in
worry
his
about
way.
him not prospering in his ways. He prospering in this life, and it's mainly in wickedness. You know what I mean?
It says, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass.
That's
Right?
Esau.
Wicked device, because of them, Esau and the spiritual demons, they reward the wicked, man. They get so, Satan, like you used to always mention, Satan gives gifts too.
But it says, and the man that bring wicked devices to pass. Who is that man that's bringing wicked devices to pass? This goddamn devil. Esau Edom, man. The so-called white man. He's in power. He's bringing all of these wicked devices to pass. Hey, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Do unrighteous decrees.
Yeah.
You know? And also do his different policies that he's pushing out there on the four corners of the earth, man. That's why Uganda was like, yo, listen, man. We don't want your money. We don't want none of that, man. Now, here you got Russia, Vladimir Putin, as against that Alphabet Soup Committee shit. The Alphabet Soup Committee shit, you know what I'm saying?
LMNOP.
He's against that. He's persecuting them. you get caught doing that act of you get put to death.
Yeah.
Just like in Uganda, all them different African nations over there, and that's why the Lord is having Russia be a guard up to these different African nations. All these different African nations are waving Russian flags.
Hey, didn't they do that to Jamaica? Biden said that we're not going to support Jamaica because Jamaica wasn't with it.
Yeah, but guess what though? Guess what? Now Jamaica, they said, okay, you wanna play this, you wanna do this, and you wanna do that. Okay, now Jamaica put their bid in to join the BRICS. Just like Haiti, just like Mexico. Why do you think all of a sudden now the drug cartel has been a big problem for years? Now all of a sudden now we gotta invade the drug cartel. We gotta invade Mexico because of the drug cartels.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
The drug cartels been doing their thing. They've been making the earth the snow, man. They've been dropping snow on the earth for years.
Conor McGregor said that Mexico is how you said it? He said Mexico is nothing but an organized crime state. And it's been like that for years. Now all of a sudden America want to invade that land. It's not because of them the drug cartels in the border, it's because they want to join BRICS.
They need a puppet leader.
Yeah.
That's going to stop them from joining BRICS.
And one thing I can say, listen, man, those drug cartels, man, the CIA and all of them was working with them to bring the drugs in. And this is what it does. It helps the prison industrial the prison system, right? Also, that money is filtered in the markets, the stock markets, the banks, and when they so-called bust the cartel,
the black market.
And that money that's not being spent, it fuck up the economy of where all of them shops that was selling these cars, this jewelry, this and that, and the shit comes crashing down, and real estate just drops, and then they come in.
Yeah,
it's desolate for a time, and then they get it on pennies and a dollar, and they start it all over again.
But you gotta also realize this too, right?
You know what I mean?
The money that they get from the drug cartels support and fund their black ops, their black op operations, where they can go and do certain things without being funded by the American people, because the drug cartels is funding them. Why do you think all these drug cartels got these different Stinger missiles? You got drug cartels with Stinger missiles. They got an army. They got a standing army.
That's their muscle, the army.
They got a fucking. And then also you got the black the black market with Russia and also in Ukraine. All that military asset that was going to Ukraine, where it's ended up in the hands of these goddamn different drug cartels, you know what I'm saying? On the black market, the highest bidder.
Ezekiel 28:5. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches.
What's they traffic? Drug trafficking, weapons trafficking, black market, sex trafficking, human trafficking. They became rich abundantly, man.
What's the three unclean spirits like as frogs?
That's going to the Vatican and
London and Washington D.C.
Yeah. Now the three city states.
Now the Vatican, right? And then you got the Roman Catholic Church over there, right?
That was that's a part of the unclean falls.
UCC falls under that. That Uniform Commercial Code and this maritime law is broken down from under that Vatican shit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
All the scriptures give us everything.
Connect the dots, man.
The three city state is London, which is the financial state. You got America, which is the military state, and you got the Vatican, which is the religious aspect of the three city state. That's three unclean frogs coming out. You know what I'm saying?
And it was videos where it was going into them city states, and I was trying to find them because YouTube took them off. And the brother in North Carolina, South Carolina, I think it is.
Elder Manazakwa.
Well, also, we look at the Vatican, right? Inside that church, it has the face, it has the head of a snake. It's called, the Vatican is called also the City of the Serpent, if I'm not mistaken. And you go in that church, it look like a fucking serpent's head.
I'm on. When this brother's about to go, I want you to get in there and start speaking, bro.
Yeah, cool. Just, get away. I'll be right back. Bring out, you know? Just bring it up, okay?
All right, brother.
What you have on deck?
Alright, so just at 1 Corinthians 1.
Somebody read for you. Tell them what you want.
Let's get it. We're gonna read for you.
First Corinthians what?
27.
First Corinthians chapter 1 verse 27. It says, but the Most High had chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
Right. Yeah, and when you look at it now, you know, a lot of us, when they call us bums and all different kind of names, you know, because a lot of us never go to them universities, you know what I mean? Some one of us did, you know what I mean, but most are pull us back to this vision, but a lot of us never go to them universities, you know what I mean? And subscribe to all of these different doctrines, you know. So a lot of them look down on us, like we just some little regular guys on the streets, you know what I mean?
Right. Who's the wise in this society?
Right.
Wise society is Esau Edom.
Right. And when you look at it, how them look at wisdom as being wise is someone who go up the hierarchy of so-called their education, you know, which when you go back to the scripture, who is a wise man, you know, you can't be wise without knowing the word of the Lord, you know. So that's ultimate wisdom. So very important for one to measure the benchmark of what it means to be wise. You know what I mean? And the more you go, the further you go in their system, and the further you go from the Most High, yo, because I'm not teaching you the ways of the Most High.
It says, and the Most High had chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
Right, because which of the brothers of a nuclear bomb. You know what I mean? We don't have any arms out here. You know what I mean? We don't have any power. You don't see us in these multilateral meetings. You know what I mean? We aren't the movers and shakers. But what? We have the strength of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh behind us, yo.
I got a precept to back you, brother.
Right. So that power which we have behind us even greater than all of these powers that you see now manifesting in the world, yo. And that's why we're out here speaking boldly. You know what I mean? Because they're looking at us like, well, we don't have any power, yo. But we know we have a great power.
Yeah, because the brother was saying that pretty much the wisdom of this world is bullshit. This is 1 Corinthians 1 and 20. It says, where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Hath not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world?
Right, because what's the wisdom of this world, yo? You know what I mean? They want to teach you right now to be woke. You know what I mean? I guess that's the new trend now. You know what I mean? And if you come out and endorsing their woke doctrine, their ABC, whatsoever letter they want to add, because sometimes we can't keep up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They keep adding new ones. So if you want to come out and whichever of these so-called celebs come out, if one of them come out and admits, all right, then I'm a part of this, then they are celebrated. You know what I mean? These different doctrines and all, because contrary to what a lot of people think, this world not just function like that. You have people behind the scene actually orchestrating things, you know what I mean, setting the society in a specific way. You know what I mean? In terms of finance, as well, I talked about earlier, you have persons in these big meetings directing so-called moves, you know what I mean, getting millions of dollars pay, and we look at them and say, you know, Fortune 500, they are the CEO, you know what I mean, they are smart and they are wise, you know what I mean, but
They're pushing their agenda.
they're pushing their agenda. You know what I mean?
It says, verse 21, for after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High. It pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe.
Right. Because they just look at us, a lot of time they pass, you know, just look at us like mad men out here, you know, like them just crazy. But at the end of the day, we know the reward that awaits us. You know what I mean? If we be a part of the Lord's will. You know what I mean? We know rewards that await the elect. You know what I mean? So I'm still out here, I'm pushing. You know what I mean?
When it's about the foolishness of preaching, hey, the Lord could, gather everybody up. The Lord could open up all Israel eyes to see this truth. You know what I'm saying? But it's the foolishness of preaching out here to the elect, because the Lord don't want everybody. Because back in ancient Egypt, when the Lord delivered the whole nation of Israel, he had to separate them during the time of the wilderness, because he killed off most of them because they was not right.
Hey,
but now the Lord is making sure that he has his elect that's perfect and deliver only his elect. So through the foolishness of preaching, because his elect is already sealed, but what he's doing is he's through the foolishness of preaching, he's opening the minds of his elect and gathering them back by them hearing the word. And once they hear the word, the Lord, they're already sealed, but the Lord will open their minds up, and now they connect to this word, and now they are steadfast every week, taking down notes, studying, going back studying, and then after a process of time, they start putting up videos. Then before you know it, they in the camp. Now they speaking, now they teaching, now they doing that what's right in the eyes of the Most High. So that's how the Most High works, man. Right. His name is Yahweh, and his second name is Yahweh Shah.
And when the apostles speak about it, there was a big drought. Like 10 years, nobody listening. And 2007, this thing just boomed. A lot of us you see here today would have not been here if the apostles said fuck it. But they just kept going out there, And initially, Elder Johanna Bush said, yo, stop, video in, and Apostle told us like, nah, fuck that. But Apostle eventually just listened to him, and he started putting up the videos. Now look what you got. Brothers all over the world. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the scripture said. It fulfilled teaching them that believe.
Germany, Australia, Holland, Italy, parts of Africa,
yeah,
the Caribbean,
Bring it out, bro. Scriptures.
This is Proverbs 4, verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
Right. So that's the most important thing right now, brothers. You know what I mean? We know we come from all different walks of life, yo. You know what I mean? And we have we different lives, other than the truth. You know what I mean? But the truth should be the most important thing right now. You know what I mean? That should be the number one priority in all our lives, yo. The other parts that we go, it should be like transitory, like we're just going through the motions, because we have to eat, we have to live. You know what I mean? But stay focused on the word, yo, because that's the thing that give you true wisdom. You know what I mean? Understanding the laws of the Most High, that's what open up your eyes and make you live on another level, yo, because the other nations out here living like peace, yo. You know what I mean? Because what? They don't understand the laws, yo. You know what I mean? So that's what is able to basically cleanse our mind, you know what I mean, and elevate you on another level, yo.
Real quick, because the scripture spoke about understanding, right? So it said in Psalms 119 and 104, you got the breakdown. It says, through thy precepts I get understanding.
Right, because basically the book, you know what I mean, basically reading, you know what I mean, understanding that, and the Spirit revealing stuff to you, you know what I mean, that's true wisdom.
Yeah, because the wisdom,
a lot of things, before the elders them came out, a lot of things in the book, other people, we never really know it, you know what I mean, and over time, by going in deeper and deeper, stuff basically revealing, you know what I mean, and they were able to teach us, you know what I mean, and then we going through the scriptures as well, you know what I mean, and gradually stuff being revealed to us through the Spirit.
Because wisdom is like what, and understanding is like why, right? We know what to do, what laws to keep and such like that. Right. We know that we should not take the RFID microchip, but now the precept is going to tell us why we shouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
This is Isaiah 28 and 10.
For precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little.
Right, because each of the topics in the scriptures, yo, that's how we have to match it back and put things in proper context, yo. You know what I mean? So we have to know where in the scripture. So that's why when we read, sometimes we go from this book to that book, because it's not like a novel. You know what I mean? It's that you read from Genesis all the way to Revelation. You know what I mean? You have to put things in proper context and to know what the scripture is basically talking about.
Yeah, the Bible is like a puzzle piece.
Right.
It's not a novel like you said. It's a puzzle piece.
So you have to know how to basically fit it, as the scripture instructor says, right, to divide the word of truth. You have to know how to fit it together properly. You know what I mean? Because I have a lot of family who are Christian, you know what I mean, and they'll tell you this through discussion, they'll tell you that whichever scripture, if you and them having a discussion, when you're quoting a scripture before you even say the verse, they just read it out, they just recite it. And they know every scripture in the Bible, but do they really understand it? You know what I mean? Because they read the Bible like 5 different times from Genesis to Revelation, but that's just on the surface, you know. True understanding and true wisdom, you know what I mean? Most have revealed that to you. You know what I mean?
Hey.
That's what GMS is offering.
Hey, brother, when we go down, you know, this brother Jamaica, right? You in Jamaica, there's a lot of churches, but guess what?
Most church.
A lot of adultery is still big in Jamaica.
Right,
a lot of
right.
pork,
Right.
#1 meat.
Right.
But they don't. Why? Because they don't understand what Peter was saying when he said, "Take and eat."
Right.
Unclean beasts. So that's what you got to get to understand, and not just know to quote the verse, because they're good at that.
Yeah.
They'll
right,
quote
right.
verses all day.
All
Psalms,
day,
this,
right.
that, all day.
Right.
But they don't even understand what they're saying.
But you gotta understand also real quick that you can't just read the Bible like a novel.
Right.
Like they tell you.
That's what we were saying. It's a puzzle piece.
It's a precept on precept, line upon line. Here a
Yeah.
little, there a little. You know what I mean? You can't just, read the Bible like it's a book, like a novel, like a Sidney Sheldon novel, a Jackie Collins novel. You can't read it like that, man, because you're gonna be lost. You can have not a clue what's going on.
And speaking of that, the books are not even in chronological order.
That's right.
So that right there should tell you got to jump around a little bit. Go ahead, Partham.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 15. It says, study to show thyself approved
The
unto
events,
the Most High.
the events in the book of Ezra take place way after the book of Isaiah.
Exactly.
But the book of Ezra comes before the book of Isaiah. So if you just reading this thing like another, wait a minute, it's going back in time. Wait, now it's going forward in time. You're gonna be fucked up in the head.
And that's how the Lord had it. The Lord had it so because he said, give this book to the wise and the unwise, to the worthy and the unworthy. So those that's worthy to read it going to get it and understand, but also publish it so the unworthy can receive it too. These things loose.
Yeah. This book was really created to fuck a lot of people's heads up, because that's what King David prayed for. He said, "Let this thing be a snare." So they open it up like it's like a banquet. You see they see the milk, they see the dip, but guess what? Let them choke on them bones. Let the milk be sour. And that's what happens to a lot of guys. They go into these scriptures. Now wait a minute, now we're in a new covenant. Or wait a minute, the white man could be saved. And the Most High put that delusion in their mind to where they reading the scriptures, but they're breaking it down completely wrong.
They got a bug out demon on them.
And that bear witness to know so that we can know who's even speaking the truth, You know what I mean? Because basically when you go around and hear how different camps break down the truth, then you can measure them against that benchmark to know that, listen, they don't know the scriptures. You know what I mean? So if we not exercising in the scripture, how are we going to know if someone is breaking it down incorrect? You know what I mean?
So it says, 2 Timothy 2 and 15, it says, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
So we have to constantly be rehearsing the scriptures, because we out here, it's like a battle. You know what I mean? Any moment someone can come up and ask you a question pertaining to whether it be the scriptures, sometimes other topics that brothers are versed on, and we're able to provide an answer, of course. You know what I mean? And sometimes that answer sparks something in someone, you know what I mean? And they come back and but they're among us.
Well, if they are truly a part of the elect,
Right.
I got something.
mentioned,
Yeah.
because you mentioned about brother.
Yeah.
This is Psalms 1 and 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night.
So that's what we're supposed to be doing, you know. Read
Read it again, but
script.
so you can hear it. I don't think you heard it. Read it again.
Okay. It's a lot.
Yeah, because yeah, man.
It says, this is Psalms 1 and 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night.
Right, so that's what we have to be doing, you know. Constantly rehearsing the scriptures, you know. Constantly going through, whether it be the laws, you know what I mean, whether it be the prophecies. We have to be constantly rehearsing the scriptures, you know, because on the left hand side, these demons, they're taking a break. You know what I mean? These demons ain't taking a break. They're coming out constantly with new ways to distract us, you know. So we have to constantly prepare in our armor, which is the scripture. We have to be constantly ready for that battle. You know. We can't be weary and say, you know, I've done enough, not able today. It's a constant battle. You know. We have to be in the scriptures day and night, be ready, so that whenever the adversary come up, you know what I mean, we can defend it.
Because earlier you mentioned about brothers being ready to answer. This is 1 Peter 3, verse 15.
I got a precept after you.
Okay. 1 Peter 3 and 15. But sanctify the Lord your power in your hearts, and be ready to always give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of hope that is in you with meekness and fear.
Right. We should always be ready to answer. You know what I mean? Because what are we here to do first and foremost? You know what I mean? We're here to proclaim. It's a good news. You know what I mean? A lot of person hear us and think we're out here cursing. We're out here, it's a labor of love. You know what I mean? We're basically trying to gather the Most High elect.
We are also
You know what I mean?
edified, man.
Right. So that's very important, edifying. You know what I mean? So whenever somebody come up, asks us a question, once it's sincere, you know what I mean, we should always be willing to answer. Even sometimes it's not sincere, we should still, depending on the situation, we can still answer, because sometimes we have other persons watching the video.
Just
you know,
for
and can edify them based on that answer.
Just for edification purposes. You know what I mean? Even though they're not being sincere, but you got people that's sincere, that's listening, and he's coming in guile, but you can use his guile to edify the church.
Right.
You know? And that's what we do. You know?
Got a precept. This is Proverbs 15 and 28. The heart of the righteous studieth to give answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things.
Right. So we should always be ready, man.
Amen.
You know what I mean? On the highways and byways, you know, we always have to have the mindset, you know, out here edifying, and that's what we're doing daily. You know what I mean? Out in Jamaica, our elder Shapar, you know what I mean? We used to go out even late in the nights, yo. Once somebody called us and said, listen, once we get a call, say, listen, someone need to hear the word. We are on the streets, 1 o'clock in the night, 2 o'clock in the night, we're gone, you know what I mean? Some brothers just make joke at him, say, yo, look, this man, like, him now, the limit basically, like, when somebody said the word, he's there, you know what I mean? And that's the mindset we have to have, yo. You know what I mean? Be willing, you know what I mean, to speak more, because that's the job, yo.
Yeah.
That's the job that we get to do, yo. We're in the vineyard to teach, yo. Edify and teach, yo.
There was this thing in Street Fighter. It was Street Fighter Alpha. One of the Street Fighter Alpha movies. So Ryu comes up to Akuma and he's ready to fight him, but he don't want to embrace everything. Akuma said, a true warrior comes to the battle with all his powers at the ready. Yo, that's like
everything.
When a true warrior comes to the battle with all his powers at the ready. So when you come out on this battlefield, you gotta have everything ready. You know what I mean?
This is 2 Timothy 3, verse 15. It says, all scriptures is given by inspiration of the power and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness.
Right? And all scriptures, yo. Not New Testament, you know what I mean? Not just the New Testament. All scriptures, yo.
What verse was that?
2 Timothy 3:16.
3:15.
Right?
I'm gonna read that up. 2 Timothy 3:15. Oh, good one. Yeah, it says, and that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation.
And that's when you're supposed to get this thing in your youth.
That's right.
No? That's when you really get the mastery. Like, think about it. Like, a guy picking up basketball that's 30 is not going to be as good as a guy that started when he was 7. That's a nigga for you, man. A fucking dirt bike in the wrong direction. But like I was saying, a guy that's been training doing basketball at 7 is going to be a bit more versed than a guy that's going to start picking it up at 30. Because he's been doing it from his youth. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh.
That's when a lot of brothers come in. Coming in 19, your 20s, coming early, 25. Brothers coming early, man. That's what the Lord want.
Right? And that's and as of this word, you know what I mean, it's a battle really. You know what I mean? So you have to be able. You know what I mean? It's really a battle. We don't want to have the mindset like these nigger women. Because what they do all wickedness in the youth, yo. And when they hold, you know what I mean, most of that nothing to do with them now. They're crawling in, you know, preaching and they see them preaching and talking about God, yo. When they're old and basically useless.
If you think about it, look, when the Most High called brothers, he calls you when you don't have that much responsibilities in your life. When you're a young man, most young men don't have a bunch of kids, a property, a car to take care of. The Most High gives you an opportunity, all right? He said, look, you're gonna come in, you probably living with your parents. You have, you know, you're freed up. Now I'm gonna give you time as you grow in this thing, all right? Now, you know, you get older, you get more responsibilities in the world, but you were given that window of opportunity to get this thing while you were freed up. You have moments of leisure, if you will.
So now, another way, like you're saying it, the Lord will bring you in this thing while you're young. Now, do these precepts, do these scriptures, I'm gonna make you a man,
Right.
a responsible man,
Sure.
and you're gonna be able to maneuver and observe and see the trickery and the wiles of this devil, and avoid any obstacles that's gonna avoid you. I'm saying that's gonna get you trapped up in a society, like getting locked up, going to jail, getting taken for a woman with child support, all kind of manner of wickedness that can happen to you, man. You gotta watch it for these women too, man. These women that take you and they trap you up, and that's why when you read these scriptures, real quick, when you read these scriptures, the scriptures teach you about the wiles and the trickery of these women, and to avoid certain women.
Right? Because all of us here before we came to the camp, you know what I mean, we never have this mindset here. A lot of us were Sims, you know what I mean, we were evil,
I was never
you know,
a Sim.
doing a lot of us, not everybody.
Nah, a lot of brothers are Sims, bro.
Corruption.
Hey, man, a lot of us, proud of this truth. Proud of this truth. Nah, brother ain't saying nothing wrong, because, hey,
I understand.
proud of this truth, man. Look, man, hey, you had your pants off your ass. You might have been doing dumb shit. Yeah. Simple-minded, yeah.
You know what I mean, and all kind of stuff, yo. And by process, you know what I mean, of getting this word, you know what I mean, and the cleansing that comes along with it, you know what I mean, start to stand upright, you know what I mean.
So 1 Corinthians chapter 9, start at 24, it says, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize, so run that ye may obtain. One receiveth the prize.
Right.
Damn.
Second, real quick, that goes to that scripture in the book of Ezra where it says only one man can walk that line,
Right.
because it's a straight line, and on one side is fire and one side is water, and only one man can walk that line. So you got to walk that line carefully, man.
Right, because ultimately, you know what I mean, we're out here doing the word as a camp, you know what I mean, that's important, but also as an individual, you know what I mean, you have to know where you stand. You know what I mean? The scriptures say work out your own salvation, fear and trembling. You know what I mean? So you can't just be here kind of covering under the veil in the camp and say, all right, I'm in the camp. Once I'm in the camp, I'm going to save you. You also have to put in the work. You know what I mean? Yeah, you have to put in that here and make sure, say, yo, your spirit is right with the Most High.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
It says, and every man that striveth
for the mastery is temperate in all things. Yeah, that's just, going in, we're speaking about, hey, working out your own salvation, you know what I mean? And preaching the word. So you got to be disciplined in all things. You got to study to show yourself approved.
Be balanced too.
Right, you got to be balanced. All right? So you got to be, you know what I mean? In this truth, you got to be an all-round, hey, you're constant working to be a great all-round man. All right?
And some guys, sometimes they do too much. They jump in, they overexert themselves.
Right.
They're watching a million videos and studying 24/7 because the game hasn't slowed down for them. You played any type of sports, you played football, basketball, the game starts to slow down for guys. As you get, it's moving fast when you start, but as you move up, it slows down. A lot of these guys, they come in, they get seasoned.
Veteran.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, they come in without that balance. They, I'm gonna do a million shows, and they burn themselves out. They never was balanced. Go ahead.
So it says, every man that striveth for the mastery is tempered in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. That's right. Right. So like, instead of these, these athletes, I was just watching something yesterday on the Hulu with the G League. You know what I mean? And these dudes, hey man, they work hard at their craft, man. And we gotta do the same thing, in this truth, man.
Yeah.
All right, you can't just be all on some happy-go-lucky, or you just show up on Saturday and then you go back. Nah, man, you gotta put in that work, man.
Yeah, well, not to be proud, bro. GMS is like the NBA. The other niggas is G League because if you watch them, it's just the leaders you seeing. At Great Millstone, you can't just come in and say, I'm gonna sit the back seat, let the top guys speak, and ain't none of that. Everybody gotta get involved. Everybody gotta do their shows. Right. Everybody. If you come here and you just like, I'm just gonna chill, either you gonna fall out or you gonna give up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Apostle Hall, you say that this is a working camp, man. It's a working camp. I mean, you can't just come here and twiddle your thumbs.
For real. This is the NFL, bro.
Right. Welcome to the NFL.
Yeah.
Put in the work.
This is Ecclesiastes 7, verse 16. And be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself?
Because as the brother said, this is a balance. It's a balance, so it's not like you're gonna be, as right through the day, you're just reading scriptures, not doing anything else. You have to pace it. A time and place for everything,
You're not gonna come in and be like the apostles, man.
Right.
Don't think you're gonna do that. Don't think you're gonna come in this thing and be like the apostles where they could just do mad videos and it's different. Not everybody like that.
Once you learn the spirit, you gotta wait for the spirit to hit you. It's all about the spirit. If you can't just go out there, open up your Bible and start reading it and put your camera up and try to put up a video.
Well, you can when you season.
Yeah, when you season, but the spirit gotta hit you to do so. Even you hear the apostle saying that, I had to wait for the spirit to hit me to do this video. The spirit wasn't on me to do this video, so I didn't do it. And now the spirit is on me, so now I'm doing it. I didn't do a video yesterday, but now I'm doing 3 videos today because now I have to make it for yesterday. So the spirit is on me to do this.
Yeah, what even Apostle Paul would say, sometimes in the army I just turn the camera on.
Right.
Just turn it on. But again, that takes time. Because they know scriptures. You could do that, and then you find out you're not gonna have the same results. But again, it's not about being over righteous. You know what I'm saying? Look, the apostles been doing it. Certain of these brothers been doing it for years. They could just flip the camera on. They knew 2-3 scriptures, and they could get to going.
You could be driving, all of a sudden you see something, or you just a scripture coming in your mind. When you come to a light, you turn on your camera and you start recording, bringing out scriptures. So now you got a show going. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, though, man? I be calling my thoughts about driving. You know what I mean? Because you be driving, next you know, a couple of scriptures come to your mind. You're like, oh shit, you turn on the camera, you start recording.
A lot of times, really, it's just Satan, because at this point, any brother right now could do a lesson on color scriptures. You know what I mean? Any brother could do scriptures on UFOs. Our basics, our foundation. It's just demons and really being lazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got some niggas. You got Esau get desperate to where they try to do anything to bring about this new world order. They gonna even try to make a fake. They even have plans on making a fake alien invasion.
It's called
I heard about it. Yeah, Project Blue.
Like, yo, these niggas.
A fake return of the Lord.
Yeah.
With the Lord coming down, showing white man Jesus coming down, and everybody bowing down to him. Hey, listen, I see that white man Jesus coming out of the sky. I know that shit is probably Project Blue Beam. I'm gonna tell that. I'm gonna throw my finger back that motherfucker. Fuck you, man.
Making
reset.
ships that look like so-called chariots and crashing them.
That's bullshit. I got a
They
scripture.
crashing their own ships though. They
Yeah.
crash.
You know, but they,
making it
you know what they said
Roosevelt.
was,
What's that?
real quick second, what they said was they can have holographic images up there, but they're gonna have fighter jets doing the damage, saying that, with the laser beams hitting, but it's gonna be really fighter jets hitting and destroying the foundation. It's not no laser beam. It's the trickery of the wiles of the devil. But it's really the F-16s and them the F-35 fighter jets.
Got scripture. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Got it.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Because we know what you're up to. You know what I mean, Esau? You know what I mean? We know what we know what you're up to. You know what I mean? So all these things, you know what I mean? All these things that you try, you know what I mean, bring up on us. You know what I mean? These different these different doctrines, you know what I mean, these different tribulations, these rights that you're trying to give to all these women, you know what I mean, which most of us as women have a female, and we have to endure this to them, they're trying to mess up our kids, you know what I mean, and we have to be trying to go through it. A few, like earlier this year, you know what I mean, they wanted to,
I'm sorry.
they wanted one of my son to get the job, you know what I mean, and that was like a battle. They kept calling from there was a little clinic that they did it, and they kept calling my girlfriend constantly to say that, listen, they even took it to the point to say that they're gonna take us to the court, you know what I mean, because it wasn't allowing them to do it, you know what I mean. So these demons out here are, you know what I mean, trying to wear us now, you know what I mean, but we just have to be strong, you know what I mean.
I got Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. Yeah, so Esau, he turns things upside down.
Right.
I mean, the Lord, the number one, all the laws that the Most High set for man and the earth, he flips. All right. Damn, I lost my train of thought.
Hey, like the Most High in Genesis, the 5th chapter says, male and female created he them.
Right.
Now you got like 20 different things. What do you identify as? And next thing they trying to push it, you can identify as a fucking cat. So the Most High says simple things up in places. Don't mix diverse seeds. Now you got cotton candy, grapes, Beyond Meat, Impossible Meat.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of fuckery. The Most High tells you, look, feed the cows grass. Simple.
Like
No,
this-
let's give them grain and corn and shit like that.
Like the brother just mentioned, they try to get this brother to vaccinate.
Don't use that word.
Oh, they try to get this brother to
Yeah, get the job. Yeah,
I use the wrong word. They try to get him to
yeah.
And when your body has the Lord blessed us with an immune system. All right. Our body heats up when we so-called sick to fight off to kill any germs or anything we have. So what the so-called white man he wants to be Dr. Miracle, and he comes in with his madness.
And the scriptures tell you never trust your enemy. Go ahead, brother.
All right.
that was it?
It's more, but yeah. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. The potter esteemed as the potter's clay for the work. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not, or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding.
Because ultimately, you know what I mean, this is the Most High creation, you know what I mean, and his will, you know what I mean, will be done, you know what I mean, and just as how he made Esau fitted to destruction, you know what I mean, and that's on the other hand, he have his elect, You know what I mean? And but we are supposed to be here, out here, you know what I mean, pushing out his work, you know what I mean, and try to gather his fruit. You know what I mean?
There's still more, right?
That's it.
Now read it again.
I'm gonna start at the top again. I'm gonna start where I started at. This is Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay.
Which is not
Who's the
esteemed.
potter? Huh?
What? Go ahead.
Oh, it said esteemed.
Esteemed is the potter's clay. Yeah, what I'm saying, clay is not esteemed.
Yeah.
You know? Go ahead.
It says, surely the things turned upside down. He don't turn everything upside down. He don't put the woman above the man. He don't put, which is wicked. I mean, he turned wickedness is good, and good is wickedness. You know what I mean? He don't turn everything upside down.
Yeah, but that's why the next verse said it shall be esteemed as potter's clay. Cause all that shit he did is not esteemed.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not.
Yeah, but that's what the so-called white man says. There is no God. You know? How do white man pray? I don't know if you're there. That's how they pray. They don't believe, no fucking faith.
I don't know.
Look, we never talked. You know, they don't have no faith. Like Jake had faith. So most Edomites, they so-called atheists. Hey, didn't we deal with that so-called gutter rat? The gutter rat said she was a Jew, but she's atheist. Edomites, they don't believe in the Most High. Go ahead. But that's just what scriptures tell you in the book of Psalms. The fool saith there's no power. Go ahead.
Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding.
But that's what the so-called white man is doing. All right. Here it is. The Most High done set up basic instructions in the world. Feed cows grass. That don't make no sense. Let's give them grain. Let's give them corn. When they're not meant to eat that. All right. Your body is not meant to have food 24/7. Let's open up 24/7 restaurants. All right. So all the things that the Most High has laid down the folk, because remember, the Bible is pretty much the instruction manual to your life. Everything in that scripture, everything in the scriptures is how we should live our lives. So-called white man will look at that and say, okay, let's do the opposite. All right? That's how come now men are becoming women, women becoming men. You know?
You spoke about the food. The food back in the ancient world was full of nutrients.
Right.
So now here it is. The reason why they got 24-hour stores because there's no nutrients in the food. This is GMO. So when you eat, you still feel empty.
But here's the thing though. All right, so let's say your body needs minerals, right? You don't get minerals. The way the body gets minerals is from the earth. The plant has to take the minerals from the earth, right? And then you consume the plant. But the so-called white man got pesticides, all this different shit spraying that's cutting off that communication. He don't want insects doing, look man, it's called an ecosystem, all right? Everything is set up perfectly run. The Most High wants certain bugs to eat this and that and, you know what I mean? All right?
Bees with the pollen and...
Yeah, brother, you don't see that in Jamaica, bro. Fucking praying pesticide, none of that shit, man. Look, the fruit, you go to Jamaica, the fruit fall from the earth, the shit just grows. All right? That's the Most High got everything working like that, man. Go ahead, keep going. That was it?
Yeah.
What was the next verse say?
All right. It says, this was it. I read it. But I'm gonna start again.
No, read what it says after the understanding part.
Oh, all right. It is not yet a very little while, so that's it changes.
Okay. Proverbs 16:4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So the so-called white man was a lump, all right, a vessel of dishonor. You got that? That's your own line?
No.
It was more than that. It was more.
I get the remark.
Oh, go ahead. Okay, because I'm saying the Most High created one lump unto honor, one unto dishonor. That's Esau. A lot of people don't get that. That what the so-called white man is doing really is ordained by the Heavenly Father. All right, he's set up to play the role of the bad guy. You know, when a guy's casting people for the movie, okay, you're gonna play the role of the villain. That's Esau, and that's why he's doing what he's doing. All right, because the Most High is allowing it. Why is the Most High allowing the wickedness? Because the Most High deals with righteousness and wickedness, good and evil. All right, that's a lot of things. Go ahead.
That's meat, bro.
Yeah, well,
Can't get that.
yeah, even you had this guy at war, was once a great millstone, who was just like for 14, 15 years. Now he's teaching that Satan is against the Most High.
Because the Most High...
The Most High zapped him.
it took that spirit from him. I'm saying, whereas his bag was leaking, that oil was leaking from his pouch, but now, I mean, that oil was leaking from his brain, but now it's fully gone. So now he's just saying that the Most High, that Satan is against the Most High. He's fighting against him. All kind of bugged out shit.
He lost his powers at one point.
He lost his power.
Dumb shit.
Also, he's saying that that the new covenant. He was like, Amina.
He can't die.
How he said he was like,
Can't get sick either.
So Carby said, oh, so you can't die? He said, Amina. So I put it on the comment board. You sound like De La Soul. Amina. Say what? Amina. Remember that shit by De La Soul? Amina. Say what?
Yeah,
so I was like this. I put that on it, mocking them.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't understand that. Look, the duality of the Most High. All right, that you are a lump created by the Heavenly Father. Go ahead,
It's 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion."
Damn. So wait a minute. If Satan is a roaring lion, we're sheep.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's trying to come and devour. We always talk about this. You know, when you watch some Discovery Channel, all right, you got the alligators in the water, the zebras or whatever's trying to get across.
The bison, they're trying to run across.
Whatever, the gazelle. Now, look, the gazelle know and the alligator know somebody's not going to make it.
Right.
It's the same thing with this path.
Right.
Satan know, we were cognitive of it, that we're not all going to make it, but we still got to cross that water.
Right.
And if a gazelle gets snatched up by an alligator, another gazelle can't come back and kick and fight. Hell no.
He gonna turn around, keep it moving. Like, oh shit!
Hey man,
Bob got knocked off.
so that's the same shit. That's the same thing with this. It's the equivalent. You trying to cross that water, and if a dude gets snatched up by Satan, who the fuck are you to come and say no? Satan, he's mine. Man,
You gonna keep it moving.
you're gonna get caught up with that motherfucker, and that's what happened to guys in Great Millstone. All right, because guess what? That dude that's with a war, he chose that. Satan snatched up a war. He got to talking, whispering in the ear. Next thing you know, he stopped going to. Now he's believing that madness.
Ripping up to themselves. How do you say? Rip to themselves. Disciples unto himself. You know.
We have to use them as examples. So that's the only good thing about them. You know what I mean? We use them as examples of what not to be.
Hey man, the Most High's trick bag is scary. Go ahead, bro.
So it says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walking about, seeking whom he may devour."
Yeah, so if you look at, observe lions. You know, King Solomon's always talking about observe the lions, observe the animals. As fierce as a lion is, it's going to pick and choose his battles. And it's going to look for the weaker talker, the weaker. It's not going to go for the fucking strongest, fastest, damn, burn its energy out. It's going to try to put on the child, maybe one that's injured or
One in the back.
one that's separate. One that's limping. And that's what they lions do. They're running, they chase it. As soon as somebody break off, all right, that's the one we getting.
Right.
And that's how Satan operates, man. So you gotta constantly be in tune with this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't be veering off, all right?
Leaning upon your own understanding.
Being dolo, Mr. One-Man Army, and Satan's gonna, okay, we got a new target. And that pin is gonna be on your back.
Seek and destroy.
Yeah.
Before you know, you teaching
Divide
the
and
bugged
conquer.
out doctrine. Before you know, you teaching the bugged out doctrine. You teaching that Edomites can make it. You teaching that we're in the new covenant. You teaching that the offer the microchip is sin. You teaching all kind of bugged out shit that you never learned. You know what I mean? Then you coming against, and then you spend all your videos you make is trying to come up against the apostles of Great Millstone.
Yeah.
And we see that time and time again. You know what I mean? But that's
Disgruntled,
disgruntled,
butt hurt. They don't like that
GMS
word.
GMS members.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so hey man, we gotta stay diligent in this thing. We gotta stay firm. We gotta stay strong. We gotta stay prayed up. Hey, the Day of Atonement is coming. The blowing of the moment of the trumpets is coming. So hey, man, we just going to observe these high holy days. You know, and the main thing is the Day of Atonement. You know, so you're gonna afflict your soul. You're gonna pray while you're afflicting your soul. Put up videos. You know, do what you gotta do. You know, and then you know.
Hey, somebody get Ciroc too.
Ask the Lord. Hey, it's Ciroc 2-in-1, right?
Get that, yeah.
Ask the Lord to strengthen you, man. Then the time when you afflicting your soul, man.
Yeah. The Day of Atonement is what? Rehearsing the righteous act, because Yahweh Shah already made atonement for his sins. but we still rehearsing our righteous act. You know what I'm saying? To because look, when you fasting, really you're making yourself like an angel, right? The angels don't eat; they constantly in the spirit. All right, so there's a battle going on between yourself. All right, there's a battle going on between your flesh and a battle going on between your spirit. When one is stronger than the other is weakened. You weaken the flesh, but you strengthen the spirit. All right, you're not eating. You locked in the spirit. Now you're building the spirit up. You know what I'm saying, and that's what fasting does.
Builds you up.
This is 1 Peter. This is 1 Peter, chapter 1, verse 13. It says, "Wherefore, gird up the loins of your mind. Be sober."
So when you put on a girt, you're preparing yourself for war. All right, so your mind got to be ready for the spiritual war we're in.
Mental warfare.
Mental warfare. Don't think it's a crazy coincidence. You might lose your job and a big bill get paid, be due back to back.
Right.
That's weighing heavy on your mind, like damn. But you got to fortify your mind to be able to go through that. Different bullshit popping up, it's not by coincidence. The Most High is putting you in this jam to see how you're going to deal, how you're going to cope. Go ahead, bro.
It says, "Be sober and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you
To
at
the end.
revelation."
Key word, the end. All right? None of us has made it yet. So you got guys talking about tried and refined and new covenant. We have not made it yet. We are still in the midst of the battle. We have not yet gone through the hour of temptation. All right? So there's no reason for any of us to get lax or comfortable. Still got to be in our P's and Q's, man. Dealing with that war of the mind. Go ahead.
Right. It says, "And hope to the end for the grace that is brought unto you at the revelation of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach."
So when Yahweh Shai come back, all right, that's when we're gonna truly be saved, man. All right. So with that, we're gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honor to the apostles and death to America.
Yo, Ball.